One. You like that? You're an offensive lineman. You should be used to getting hit and thrown around and elbows at you.
I'm used to throwing people around.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You know, one of the things here at the Joe Moore camp is imparting wisdom to the young high school players. The coaches do their very best to, well, bring the best out of the players. One of the most rewarding things for James Moore, Coach Joe Moore's son, is to have one of the students from camps in years past go on and do pretty good for themselves. What year did you come to the Joe Moore offensive line camp?
I believe my first year was my first year in high school, so between 2014 and 2015.
Were you this big then?
I was not this big. No.
Look at that. Come on in here. Come on in here. There we go. Just talking a little bit about how Coach Moore camp has developed kids that have played in the camp. Like our young friend here, he goes on to play at West Virginia.
Correct.
And now here today. Where did you play college ball?
My name's Brandon Ford. I played at Pitt. So.
P-I-T-T, Pitt, and the whole Pitt family's here this weekend. So let's talk about what you learned at camp that you took to the West Virginia and Pitt locker rooms.
I think the biggest thing was just togetherness. You know, they were coming through camp, listening to everybody speak. Coach Moore was always big on a family. And, you know, that is what we are. We're 5 people playing as one. So
say that again.
We're 5 people playing as one.
Say it again.
5 people playing as
That's
one.
That's right.
So we all have to be together.
Absolutely.
We have to be the tightest knit group on the team. And, you know, I tried to. It took me a while in college to become into a leadership role, but once I was, I made sure to emphasize that we needed to be a group, tight knit. We ate together. We knew everything about each other's families. We asked about each other's families, so we were a tight knit group.
Yourself going to Pitt, I mean, you're at the new stadium. The voice of Joe Moore echoes through the Pitt program until this very day. I mean, Coach Paul was offensive line coach for Pitt for many years. What do you think that Joe Moore's legacy means to all the players that have gathered here, and more so to yourself?
The same thing that he said. The values that he spoke of. You know, obviously I never had the chance to meet him, but I feel like I have almost just because of all the stories that I've heard and all the wonderful things that people have had to say about how he's developed players and took guys from, I mean, basically a guy off the street into an NFL Hall of Famer. And I think that says a lot about him as a coach. In hearing the stories of him, you know, maybe riding guys, but knowing how to get the best out of people. And I think that was something that's impressive to me through all the stories that I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, like Russ will tell you, he did not like Coach Moore. You know, I mean, you know, when you're that young, you're trying to figure out who you are as a person, and here comes some salty guy smoking a cigarette and go, "We'd have to biopsy you to find a muscle." I mean, he would come out with stuff like that during camp, but he was turning the switches to find who you are, and he didn't always ride everybody. I mean, if he saw you were 100%er and doing your very best, he may coach you on technique. You go to West Virginia, you said something very important a second ago. You rose to a leadership position, because not everybody's a leader. Some guys want to follow, some guys, and that came out in you. How did that translate to play on the field?
It took about a year for everybody to kind of buy in once we got some bad eggs out of the room. But everybody kind of fed off each other. You know, I tried to bring people up and show them how we work at West Virginia, what our work ethic was like, and once they bought into that, they started doing the same. So everybody fed off each other. So no one was below each other. We were all on the same level, and we tried to lead the team.
1 out of 5. Yeah. Now, did you attend the Joe Moore camps when you were a kid also?
Yep, I have been to the Joe Moore camp every year that it has been.
Did you have the mustache then?
I did not.
What grade are you in? 7th? Oh, now you're coaching the kids here. What is the one principle you're coaching that you stay focused on?
Effort.
Yeah.
Effort. I just like to see kids giving effort. As long as you're trying your best and I don't have to coach effort out of you, we can work through everything else.
Even if you're not the best athlete on the field, if you're a grinder, man, and you're going at a ham and egger, that's what I was, a ham and egger, man. I'm going to give you 100%. You brought something out in that kid.
Right.
How about you? What are you coaching?
Going off him, I like to teach effort, but I also like to teach attention to detail.
Focus.
You know, focus, attention to detail. That's a lot of what this position is, you know. Your steps.
So if I'm blocking out here with my elbow out here,
yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
is that a good technique?
No. Yep. Everything we do is attention to detail. You know, if you take an 8-inch step and you need 6, you're out of position. You might have no leverage. You lose the ball. TFL. So I like to really emphasize on attention to detail because that's what gets the job done in the end.
Look, if you want your son or even daughter to come to the next level, be surrounded by good men with good principles, but more so teach great technique. Well, the 2025 Joe Moore camp, we're not even done yet, guys, and I can't wait for next year. You know? All right, hail to Pitt.